for coverage you can count on. It's the KFOX 14 Morning News.
Good morning. Coming up on 6 a.m. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Bill Young.
And I'm Stephanie Guadian. Glad to have you with us. Drove in this morning from Las Cruces. Didn't see anything outside. Brad tells us now the city, though, is covered in a blanket of snow. Brad?
Yeah, it's absolutely right. We are seeing lots of snow out there. Take a live look outside right now. Temperature 29, Bravo Chevrolet Cadillac. Las Cruces is turning white. Take a look at the watches, warnings, and advisories. In blue, El Paso, we have the winter weather advisory. And in Las Cruces, in white, we have the winter storm warning. You could see up to 3 to 6 inches of snow. El Paso expecting 1 to 3. Let's talk more importantly, though, about where it is snowing right now. You can see Hatch has been seeing the snow, as well as TRC. Deming has been seeing the snow through much of the night. Another band coming through there in Las Cruces. You're continuing to see lots of heavy snow. The darker the blue, indicating the heavier the snow. And you see this area of dark blue down there. That is actually heading toward the city of Las Cruces itself, and that should be affecting you over the next 30 minutes or so. As we head further off toward the south, Anthony, you've seen some snow as well as Canutillo. It has now hopped the mountains and is heading over towards Chaparral, so you're now starting to see some of that snowfall. Just missing, though, northeast El Paso. Maybe a few flurries in your area, but we have some other snowfall to watch towards southwest that will affect much of the rest of the other city in just a little bit. Now take a look at Anthony, New Mexico, and Anthony, Texas, seeing lots of snow. There's I-10 right there. There's the Texas-New Mexico line. So again, this is continuing to see some moderate snow in this area. You'll want to watch some of those bridges as we head through the early morning hours. As we zoom out, this area just toward the southwest of El Paso here again, it's about 25 minutes away from us. We're going to keep an eye on that because that could be moving into the El Paso area, giving much more snowfall to El Paso than we have seen so far this morning. Also, Alamogordo, Tularosa seeing some of that snowfall. And as we zoom in a little bit further toward the south, Fabens and Tornillo, you're seeing some of the heavier snowfall just begin to let up. Quick look at some temperatures for you right now. We're talking about readings in the 20s and 30s. So again, it is cold out there. Lots of snow is falling. 26 degrees in Deming, 30 in Las Cruces, down to the freezing mark in El Paso. We're going to watch the temperatures and where the snow is falling and where it's headed. We're going to have more checks on that coming up.
If you're going to be headed out towards Las Cruces or into El Paso, there's no problems on that stretch of I-10 for you just yet. But the major issue is in New Mexico. Again, as Brad has been mentioning, that area got hit really hard overnight, and at this point, they're still getting hit with snow, so there are some major road closures. If you're in Las Cruces and you had any plans of traveling out further north in New Mexico or even out to Arizona, you're not going to be able to do that whatsoever. At this point, US 70 is shut down in that area, as well as the I-25 leading out of Las Cruces up to TRC and the I-10 heading out towards Deming. If you head further up, if you are anywhere in the area of Deming, Silver City, you're also not going to be able to head out on any of those roadways or interstates. Everything is shut down. Snow-packed roadways, icy conditions, things are still coming down. So New Mexico Department of Transportation is working hard to try and clear some of these roadways, but at this point, things are not looking good. So your best bet is just to stay in if you don't have to head out. And again, this weather is affecting travel for everybody in this area. El Paso coming up, we'll step outside and give you a look of the roadways. So far, things not looking too bad here, but there is an accident we want to bring you up to date with.
It is 6:02. We have more severe weather team coverage right now. KFOX 14 Morning News reporter Natalie Tripp has been out in that wind overnight.
That's right. Certainly one of the many elements hitting the borderland. Natalie live in West El Paso. Any snow flurries yet, Natalie?
Not yet. We're kind of catching a break right now, but this wind is still crazy. I want to show you this flagpole over here. This American flag is wrapping around the pole just as this wind keeps blowing throughout the morning. You know, I've been all over El Paso overnight. We've seen snow flurries. We've seen definitely strong wind. Especially on the west side, we saw wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. And although the snow wasn't falling just yet when we first got video of this wind, that bitter wind has made the temperatures feel well below freezing overnight. The snow didn't start to move in until around 2 this morning. While we were out, we saw flurries all along I-10 from about Geronimo to Sunland Park. You know, and I can tell you from an experience with this wind and the rain and the snow on the roads that it's been wet, and so you probably right now, if you're not in an area that's seeing snow, I know East El Paso has been seeing some snow over the last few minutes or so. If there's not snow on the ground and the roads are fairly dry, I think you're still fine to go the speed limit. But as these snow systems keep moving in and out, you probably want to slow down just to be extra safe. I've been out on some accidents already here overnight. Reporting live in West El Paso, Natalie Tripp for the KFOX 14 Morning News.
Again, road conditions in our area now just starting to get a little wet, but outside of Las Cruces, it's a very different story. Continuing our severe weather team coverage now, closures you need to know about. I-10 westbound from Las Cruces to Lordsburg is now impassable. I-25 from Las Cruces to Bernardo also closed, and US 70 from Las Cruces to White Sands all along the San Agustin Pass, incredibly difficult to navigate. We're told it is getting ready to be shut down. And you're going to want to also stay up to date with the very latest with Candlelight. And we've discovered yet another reason why drivers may find today incredibly difficult. This time, though, it has nothing to do with the weather. The story coming up in 20 minutes right here on the KFOX 14 Morning News. Well, happening right now, a driver in the hospital after crashing through a metal railing. Police say the woman was trying to turn left onto Sunland Park Drive from Mesa Hills and just didn't make it in time. She ended up plowing through a metal railing and into a 5-foot gap between the road and a building. That building, the back of the Barnes & Noble store at the intersection. We're told a couple windows were broken at the store, but otherwise no damage to report. More coverage of this wintry mess online. Natalie going to keep us up to date with what's going on outside. Live reports as the storm moves through our area. Keep you updated both on Twitter and Facebook with the very latest updates on your holiday travel. Of course, stay with KFOX 14. We are the leader when it comes to covering severe weather.
6:04, a third man is arrested for a vicious stabbing just yesterday. We showed you this picture. 20-year-old Fernando Rodriguez wanted in that attack. Thursday, KFOX 14 cameras were there as Rodriguez tried running from a home in El Paso's Upper Valley. U.S. Marshals catching up with him and taking him into custody. He is now being charged with first-degree attempted murder. El Paso police arrest a man in connection with a convenience store robbery. Miguel Saldana allegedly attacking the store clerk's face with a knife, then reportedly stealing some food from the Valero store at Mesa and Balboa. KFOX 14 on the scene minutes after that attack. The clerk was treated at a hospital for his stab wounds and later released.
6:05, a wanted man is found a long way from home. Michael Williams was arrested after being discovered selling various items off Country Club Road on Wednesday. Police say they've been looking for Williams for a parole violation in Illinois.
A family of four is recovering this morning after showing symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning. It happened at a Lower Valley home. The family was taken to Las Palmas Medical Center and later released. Firefighters say they did not have carbon monoxide detectors inside their home.
6:06 on the clock. New information this morning on a biker club accused of assaulting local women. We brought you that story first earlier this week. Now members of that biker club are talking to KFOX 14's Rick DuPont, sharing their side of the story.
Well, it's going to be their word against yours. We really can't do anything. There's really no point in pressing charges.
Heather Manning did not want her face shown yesterday when she told us how her husband's biker friends assaulted her friends.
And the guy pointed a Glock out the window at me.
And he hit me beside the head.
Sierra Phillips said that this man, who she claims is a member of the Shadow Riders 915, hit her on the head with a gun. This is her paperwork from Las Palmas Medical Center. She walked out with a concussion. The Shadow Riders group.
Never seen this guy before.
That's not a Shadow Rider.
No. Negative.
Say they don't know who this man is, and they say that no one in their group has bothered these women.
Unbelievable. Actually, how can a person make up such a story, a false statement, false story, accusing people? Some of us don't even know who she is.
The women say that Clay himself was part of a group that followed them home and tried to intimidate them.
Why would we follow her? What did she do to us? She didn't do anything to us. There's no reason for any of us to follow her or any other accusations she did.
Clay says that his biker club is a charitable group with a positive image.
I want the police to actually file the harassment charges that we've asked them to do and actually go and talk to these people and file charges for my friend getting concussion on her head.
There were a total of 8 police reports filed by 2 of these women. I got a hold of the one that was filed on December 15th when Sierra Phillips says she was assaulted. It says she did not want to press charges, only to document the event. Rick DuPont, the KFOX 14 Morning News.
Well, Ms. Phillips tells KFOX 14 she was told she could not press charges. That case, by the way, is still open and the investigation still ongoing this morning.
6:08 now. Bad news for some Best Buy shoppers still waiting for delivery.
Why early shopping may not be a guarantee that you're going to get your gift by Christmas.
And lots of snow in Las Cruces, some snow poised to move into the El Paso area. We'll show you when that will happen. Plus the watches and warning coming up in the KFOX 14 Morning News. It's coverage you can count on.